Hey, Tianda. You might be the only one on here so far, so can you hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of transfer tape and wait for a few more people to get in, and then we'll get started. And what I'm going to do, and I'll explain it in a little bit, but I'm going to resend out that template because I think that even if you download it now, I think the one you download, regardless of when you download it, will be the one that was on Etsy when you purchased it. So I don't know if you want to go in and download it and pull it into Cricut. The issue is there is, or was, there's not anymore, a slit somewhere in here that affected 3 of those circles. So we're going to talk about that. It's not unusable, but when you spend money on something, it shouldn't be defective. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut up a little bit and wait for some people to come in. Only because if they bought the template, oops, that fell off the table. Only because if they bought the template, I want them to be able to use it without having any defects in it. So I see some people coming in. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started. So Tiana, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hello, Samantha. Thank you for coming in. Cheryl, hi. Thanks for being here. Tracy Johnson, hello. Rosalind, thank you for being here. Sandra, hello, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Kitty and Doggy, hi. Kathy Evans, hello. All right, I thoroughly enjoyed your video yesterday on how to create rhinestone templates in SS. Okay. Oh, okay. Silhouette Studio. And that might have been an old video you saw, or maybe I did download a video yesterday. I want to talk about it too, because it's a question that somebody brought up when Patrice, the baby's booty, and I were all on live Friday night. Hey, Precious. Hey, Natalie Hatchett. Let me go back and see what I missed here. And Samantha, I really appreciate that comment. Thank you. All right, so Natalie, Precious, which is also a Maryland. Sherry, hello. And you said hello from Rhode Island, I think. I'm having a hard time seeing my little bitty screen. Hello, Angela Diaz. Thank you for being here. Mary Brown, thanks so much for being here. AJ Harris, thank you. I haven't cut mine yet. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you're on here then. Juana, hey, I think you bought this template, so I'm glad you're on here. Angela Holloway from Georgia, thank you for being here. All right, so we're going to do a couple things here. 3 things. So I want to talk about a video that I uploaded and why, if you haven't been doing this for a long time, you might want to watch it. And it's one of the most common questions that I seem to get asked about when somebody buys the templates. And then second of all, we're going to talk about the template that was in the thumbnail. The one that is on the shirt that I have on. And then I have it, whoops, right here, cut out as well. And then lastly, we're going to do some bling. And if you were on Patrice's live Friday night, you might have seen that the baby's booty introduced a new color. And it is called Violet Volcano. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me see if I can get a decent picture of it there. That's not bad. Oops. So look at that. Some beautiful purples. So to me, it has just a real strong purple. And then mixed in, it has a bluish purple and a pinkish purple. So if you follow the baby's booty, and probably most of you do, you know when they have those accidental mixes? One was like sun and maybe volcano. This is similar to that, but this was on purpose. This is something she bought and got enough to sample it and try it out. And then she's going to offer it in the next buy-in. The next buy-in is January 29th. All right, let me finish saying, hey, Oh, Angela. So if you go to Patrice's channel, you'll be able to rewatch that live. It was a good time. It's always a good time with those two. All right, Angela Holloway from Georgia. Ria from the Netherlands. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. So my time, it's 4:50 p.m. What time is it your time? Sakita, thanks for being here. I got the love template. Okay, so Samantha, we're going to talk about that love template. This is painful for me because I made an error in it. And I hate causing frustration or anxiety to others. I don't mind when I mess up and it affects me because I learn from it. But my whole career is to help others not have or to decrease their anxiety, their depression, their panic attacks, that type of thing. And I've caused a little stress to some people, and that's not okay. Even if you know how to fix it yourself, because a lot of you probably would know how to fix it, you shouldn't get a defective template if you're spending money. And for those of you that are kind of new that would have no idea, that's just not acceptable. So we're going to talk about how I'm going to get you a new template. All right, so Juana, it's 5:50 where she is. Valerie E, hey from Atlanta, thank you for being here. Okay, so it is 11:51 in the Netherlands. Wow, huge time difference. Hey V Hargett from North Carolina. Yes, Akita, this is a gorgeous color. I love this color. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing is hey Deborah Garrett, missed one day past the birthday girl. Happy birthday. Deborah's down in Oklahoma. Hey Dims, thanks for being here. So, okay, so the three things I want to talk about. First of all, some of the things, hey Stephanie, that people ask the questions most about is, how do I get a template into Cricut design correctly? I bring it in, it's either too little or it's too big. Very seldom do I take a template into Cricut and it's the right size. Hey Laura E. Hey Linda Gray. And so yesterday, hi Monica. So yesterday I uploaded a new video to YouTube. Sorry, my mind's not working very well right now. I uploaded a new video to YouTube. It's less than 4 minutes. It might be less than 3 minutes. I can't remember. But what it does is it shows you in Silhouette Studio how I find the size, how I put the size in the name of the template, and then I save it with that in it. Then I show you on Etsy where you find the size. It's in 2 places. I have dimensions. It's in 3 places. There's dimensions under the item, and then in the description it's there, and then it's in the file name. So then what you do is when you take it into Cricut, leave it all grouped together. If it's a template that can be ungrouped, leave it all grouped together, and then make sure that you resize it in Cricut to the size shown in the file name and in Etsy. And so I give visuals, I talk about it. And again, it's less than 4 minutes. So if you are taking things into Cricut and your holes turn like ovals, it might be a size issue. Or it's too big, too little, it might be a size issue. Because with rhinestones, your template is built for your size of rhinestone. So you can't just change the dimensions and have it work correctly. All right, so that's the first thing. Hey, Heather, thanks for being here. Hey, Baby's Booty, thanks so much for being here. All right, so that's the first thing. How to get it into Cricut, resize it, and have it be the right size. I'd recommend, and I know Patrice, Baby's Booty, and I all have some videos where we've talked about that, but this video is short, to the point, and that's the only issue it discusses. All right, so that's the first thing. Then the second thing, for those of you that bought the love template, so the shirt that I have on with the beautiful, this love is actually this new color I talked about, the violet volcano. So the main love right here, that is violet volcano. And so I'm going to use it again today I'm already talking about spring, in spring template. So we're going to do that. And then on the love template, so I would like to show you the picture someone sent to me. And this person that sent this to me, I asked them to send it to me because they just sent me a message that said, hey, there's this rogue, they didn't use that word, but this line, this extra line in it, and it cut. And she sent me the picture. I said, well, you know, let me know what it looks like, because I went in and I immediately deleted the file from Etsy when I saw another person's video yesterday that said there was a line. And then I went in, I figured out what's going on. I fixed whatever it was. The only thing I can think of is I did this design in 2 sections. So the first time I did it, we did it on live. It was just the word love. Then I added the hearts later. Somehow I got a rogue line in there, and all I can do right now is apologize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email everyone that bought it the template without the line in it. Again, some of you know how to fix it, but you shouldn't have to. Some of you don't know how to fix it. And the picture that I have, the way hers cut is somewhere right in here, it cut through 3 circles. So you could still put it down. It was still usable, but you shouldn't have to use it like that. So I'm going to email it out to everyone that bought it, and I will do that this evening while I'm watching the Baby's Booties live. And then if I can figure out, and I probably can, how to put a coupon with that so you can get a discount off your next one, I'll do that as well. Now, if you want to work on your template this afternoon and you need it now and you already purchased it, send me a message through Etsy that says, hey, I need to work on this right now. And I'll just give me your email that you want me to send it to. I can find it in Etsy, but if you message me, it's a whole lot easier if you just put it and I'll email it right back to you. So the lady that was helping me with this, that sent me the picture and everything, I emailed it to her. She pulled it into Cricut. She said, nope, it looks perfect. Mine cut fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I wish I could do more, but I'll send you a new one and I'll give you some type of coupon. All right, so then the third thing we're going to do, which is the most exciting, and I'm just glad to get through that because it's caused me grief. And like I said when I got on here, my whole career is devoted to make people's lives easier, not to make them harder. So I'm sorry for any inconvenience. All right. So I have this on one of those chopping mats, and at the top, I have something from another file. So I'm going to fill in the word spring, and then under the word spring in heat transfer vinyl, oops, I'm going to put the words has sprung. So I like to have a seasonal shirt. And this spring, so I've done a few things with this spring. I have this that says spring has sprung. I have one that says spring, Mother Nature's fresh start or something like that. And so when I do put it in Etsy, but I'm not ready to put it in there yet, I'll have spring has sprung. I'll probably put the bonus file of Mother Nature's fresh start. It's just HTV. I might try to see if I can do it small enough in rhinestones, but that's a lot of words to get across there in rhinestones and have it look good. So that'll be coming. And then I have 2 or 3 other springy ones that I'm going to wait till I get some new colors of rhinestones before I do those. But when I get those, I will do that on a live, probably with Baby's Booty and Patrice, I'm not sure. But we'll do that at that time. So for today, I'm going to use this really pretty color shirt. I just got this at the Dollar General, and I don't know if it's a new spring color, but it's a nice shirt. It's for the loom. It's not super thick. It's not super thin. It's fairly soft, kind of like those soft styles, maybe not quite that soft. And I just thought it was a gorgeous color. I'm going to hold it up because the camera you see in front of me is a little bit more the accurate color than the camera here. Although the shirt does have some green in it. And in this view, it looks mainly blue. So it's somewhere between the color of what you're seeing on that screen, me, and this. All righty, so let me go back and say hi to some people that have come in. And if you guys have any questions about what I went over, just feel free to ask. All righty. Okay, so now I will tell you there were 2 purchases of this template today, and they should be okay. But if you ever have an issue with anything from me and you pull it into Cricut and you see it, don't cut it. Let me know. I will fix it. I know it always says on there no refunds or exchanges. That's just typical because there are people out there that will try to milk a turtle, so to speak. And so that's on there, but I'm always going to make things right. Okay. Thanks, Baby's Booty. She says, it was a small little thing. We still could bling it. Thank you. I told Eve earlier today she was a ray of sunshine in a bad day. So my husband and I spent about 3 hours in the emergency room yesterday. He cut his thumb. He cut it really badly. And so he had to go in and have some stitches. And basically, he didn't chop it this way. He cut it, you can see better up here. He cut it like around here, and it was on a power tool. So it was a very nice cut. I don't do well with that kind of stuff. Anyone in the medical profession, I don't care what you are in the medical profession, I commend you. I could not do what they have to do. And so I'm over in the corner, basically in a fetal position because I don't want to watch. And every once in a while, I'd peek over at what was going on. And the poor guy had flesh out of his thumb, and they had to numb it, and they chopped that off, and then they had to stretch the skin and give him stitches. So it was a rough day yesterday too. All right, wine. Let's pick it back up. Hey, Uni. Heather, I think I said hi already. Michelle Allen, thank you. Avery Head, thanks for being here. All right, I can't read that. VR, thank you for being here. And Demps, I'm working and listening. Oh no. So the stones that I'm getting ready to use, like I said, they came from the Baby's Booty. She got a sample in. She wanted to try them. She let us try them. They're gorgeous. And so she is going to offer them in the next buy-in. I will put her store name in the video description after the video. But Baby's Booty, if you want to put it in now, please feel free to do so. It was, I know, Samantha, I'm really hard on myself. Yeah, I'll milk a turtle. I don't know why I said that. Hi, Tony. Angela, yeah, medical stuff is not my thing. Hey, Uniquely. Oh, okay, Linda Gray. I think I said hi to you earlier, but then you're in the Uniquely Done, Linda Gray. And so let's get started. Enough of my rambling. Okay, so I have spring. It's a pretty large word. I always make them, or I try to make them. Recently, I've always made them within the cutting mat of a Cricut. So 11.5 inches or less. Yeah, Samantha, I appreciate that. But in the end, they were able to fix it. And he's going to be okay. It's going to be functional because, so my husband, when something happens, he might yell once. If he hits his head on something, he might yell once, scream, you know, in pain, and that's it. And I was up here yesterday, and I heard him scream. And then I heard him scream, and I heard him scream, and finally I heard him, and I was already trying to get down the stairs to him, and he was like, need some help, you're going to have to drive me to the hospital. And he's got his thumb held. I never saw it until he was actually in the emergency room because he didn't want to let go of it. And he's a tough man, but it's scary. And praise God, he still has a thumb. All right, so let's just dump a bunch of these on here. Hopefully these colors all look really good together. Okay, so when you get to the bottom or even on the sides or the top of one of these, sometimes the stones stick to it and they're all face up. There. Look at that. Like I described it earlier, there's like a basic, beautiful, dark violet purple and then some pinky purple and some bluish purple, and the combination is just incredible together. This is my new favorite color. Hey, Nicole. Same thing I did. Held that sucker good and tight. Yes, you gotta hold it tight until, you know, so you keep everything in there. And so I done squirt all over the place. You and Mr. McQuacken's fussing at me. Oh, I know. Yeah, and he felt so bad because he's been doing power tools and woodworking, and he's super good at all that. It was just a fluke accident, but he was really, really upset with himself. But I think he's decided he can forgive himself. It ended up okay. He didn't lose any part of it, so it's all good. All right, so hopefully, let me put this down here. It's going to be in front of my face. All right, let me change the screen size here if I can. Not that one. Let's move this one over here, and so that you can see really what I'm working on. And sorry, it's in my face, or in front of my face. All right. So we'll just get these in real quick. I'm just going to do this one shirt. I really just wanted to come in and let people know that if you need that template immediately, email me when we get off. Send a message through Etsy because that shows me your order number and all that good stuff. And if you don't need, whoops, what did I do with that? If you don't need it this afternoon, I will be emailing all those out this evening. Now, my understanding is if a file, whatever kind of file it is, on Etsy has an issue and you purchase it but you don't download it, my understanding, what I've been told is that eventually when you download it, it is still the file that was there when you purchased it. And so even though you may have purchased it but not downloaded it, give it a try. But if you see a line that goes through this O, you're either going to have to know how to get that out or open my email and download the right template, which is what you deserve to have, is a template that's right. Okay, so I have most of the holes filled, but I see a fair number of blank spots. Hey, Dainty Doer. Hey, Patrice Wilson. Hey, Karen D. Thanks, Uni. She says, hit the like button. So, Uni, that's where I went yesterday when I was on your, I think it was TikTok Live. And I'm just chatting up a storm. And then Tim started screaming. And I just ran. I didn't have my wallet. I didn't have my driver's license. I didn't have my phone. So, if you're wondering why I just disappeared all of a sudden, that's why. Okay, there we go. So how is everybody doing today? Are you working on any crafts? Are you excited about the week starting? I love what I do. I just hate getting up early. I'm a wimp when it comes to getting up early. I manage to do it and I'm fine through the day, and then I get home and I'm just exhausted. So if you're working on anything, let me know, let everybody know. All right, I think I have the G done. I think I have most of the N done. Whoops, it stuck to my wax pencil, or my wax tip. Okay. Oh, Avery, you had a birthday on January 2nd, 74 years young and strong, blinging, sewing, and sublimating. And that's probably why you're 74 years strong. If we just keep on being active and things that challenge us, learning new things, I think that has to go a long, long way. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. So after the video, if you bought the love template, like the one on my shirt, scroll back to the beginning because it has a little issue, and I let you know what we're going to do about that, okay? Whoops, I dropped it before I got it over there. Hey, you got your Cricut Explore Air today, Air 2 today. Good. All right. Oh, yesterday. Got it yesterday. Oh, Rosalind, working on those lesson plans, getting your week ready. Yep. So the weather here's been crazy. So, you know, a while back it was freezing cold. People's pipes were busting, or even if not busting, freezing. So the water wouldn't come through. Even my sister who had her cabinet doors open, they still froze. Now, it didn't get so cold that they busted. She put a heating pad around it, used a blow dryer. She didn't have a space heater. So she put a heating pad around it and blowed it with a blow dryer, and it opened back up, but it was freezing, you know, back around Christmas. And then it got nice, really nice, and then we've gotten back to cold. So I'm ready for spring. To spring. What font is that? I do not remember which font it is, but after the video, I will figure that out and I'll put it in the video description. I kind of like how it has the rounded things on it. It makes using the radial fill a whole lot easier than ones that are really straight. Now, even though I use the radial fill with this, these are SS10s, and I typically space mine at about 0.025 instead of the 0.039 that they default to. I still end up spending a lot of time releasing the rhinestones and then moving by hand to get them the way I like them. And so for some people, they just hate doing that. Me, I tend to just sit in front of the TV at night and work on them at that time. But I will figure out what this font is, and then I'll let you know in the video description. Okay, so I think my R's done. Do we have Janita in here so you can look at it and let me know, or Chris? Those people that can always see extra stones. Oh, I do see an extra stone up here. Extra stones or stones that are missing. I'm always amazed at how sitting right here sometimes we don't see them, but you do. Okay, so Tracy Johnson says she's working on a design that has more of a rounded shape. I tracked a design from Creative Fabrica. Cool. I'm excited to see it. East Coast 60s all last week, and then last night down to the 30s. Yeah, that's about how it is. So Tony, I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about it, but this is a new color that the Baby's Booty introduced. And I have it on my shirt right now, which I'll show you again at the end. And then I wanted to put it on, I don't know if you guys can see it over here. Nope. I'm going to put it on this kind of turquoisey blue shirt. It might be crazy colors together, but I just thought it'd be cute. And then the stones, there's a purple, and then there's a bluish purple and a pinkish purple. So for my HTV that I'm going to pair it with, I went with a bright pink. We're going to see how it turns out. I wasn't totally convinced it was the right colors, but I also hadn't planned on doing a live until I realized and fixed my issue in that template. And then I thought, I can't come on there and just say, hey, here's a problem. I need to do something fun too. So that's what we're doing now. And so I didn't have time to go pick up a different shirt. So we're going to make this work. Okay, I think I have it done. Let me move these extra stones out of the way. And then, oh, So my flock is a little longer than my chopping mat, so I have a couple of stones sticking to the bottom of the flock. That's okay. All right, so we'll move these stones out of the way. And then we're going to take a really close look and see. And oops, how did I get those upside down? Those were the right way earlier, I thought. I must have hit. Oh, probably when I moved it over for those stuck stones. I bumped 3 that turned, or 4. I made 4 go upside down and 2 come out of their holes. Nice thing is, with the tops of them being rounded, they're pretty easy on this flock to flip over. They're not easy on the cardstock to flip over. All right, so let's take a really good look at that. If anybody has this on their TV, you'll probably really be able to see. And sometimes the camera makes it look like something's missing when it's really not, just because of the angles and all that. But check it out. If anybody has it big on their TV, let me know, or anybody, let me know if you see anything weird, and I'm going to get caught up in the chat. And sorry, it's in front of my face. Oh, Avery Head, you found some rocket flock in Atlanta? 10 yards for $120. I'm trying to think what it is through Heat Transfer Warehouse. Is that a good buy compared to what Heat Transfer Warehouse sells it for? Now, Patrice, even Marilyn, please save some for the Blinging gang. That's right. Hey, Latricia. Hey, Latricia. Thanks for doing that video yesterday. The bulk of this, well, not the bulk, the intent for this video was to show, and let me know, was your line just a short line right down here that went through 3 of these holes? Because somebody else got a hold of me this morning and I worked on it and it's all fixed. So I'm going to email out to everybody that purchased it a new version of it. It's still usable, but I just want to make it right. So is that what your problem was with it? Is that where the line was when you used it? And if you have not watched Latricia Creates on YouTube, she's somewhat new. Man, she's good. Her videos are really good. Hey, Sharon Davenport. Thank you for the nudge for everyone to hit the thumbs up button, Sharon. Love the color. I do too, and I can't remember if you were on Friday night, but this is one of Eve's new colors that she's introducing. This is a new color she is introducing in this buy-in, and it is called Violet Volcano. It's gorgeous. Okay. Yes, it was. Okay, so Latricia, it looked in the picture that the lady sent me like it was maybe an inch long and it cut through 3 circles and it was still usable, but I don't want you to deal with that. I don't want people to deal with that. I wouldn't necessarily recut it if you already cut it out of flock, but if you have not cut it yet, I would use the new one that I send out. Okay. Had the line there as well on my template. Okay, Sharon Davenport. So I'll be sending out new ones and some coupons. You didn't see it in the design. I uploaded the design Silhouette Studio and didn't see the line. I just figured it was a design space issue. Yeah, I don't know because I didn't see it either, honestly. Okay, love that Violet Volcano. I do too. Does anyone see any issues? Let me get my, oh, I see one. I see an extra stone. Since the flock is pink, and the colors are in that purple color zone, there's not as much of a distinction between some of the stones in the flock. So I need to look really, really closely. I see an empty spot right here. And I think that's it. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and pick this up. I'm just move these extra stones off and then I'll put those back in the container. I always put my stones back in the container. This is something the Baby's Booty talks about as well, but I always put them up before I get new colors out. Or if I do 2, I might have extras over here of one color and extras over there of the other. And look at that. Look at the gorgeous mixtures of stones with purple hues. Oops. Strong purple, purpley pink, and purpley blue. That's what I see. Maybe there's a fourth color in there, but that's what I see. Okay, so where's my transfer tape? So I have 2 pieces of transfer tape here, and one is not quite, oh, is it wide enough? No, I don't want to risk it. This is 5-inch wide transfer tape that I got from Heat Transfer Warehouse for super cheap, 300 and some feet, and the price of it's $15. So I decided I don't mind piecing pieces together to make it work. So I'm going to hold it back here because it's super loud. It's a brand new piece, super loud getting it off there. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach it toward the bottom of this piece. And then I can remove the backing from this piece, and it'll be like I have a 9.5-inch wide piece or tall piece instead of just 5 inches. Alrighty, let me get caught up here. So I said I was only doing HDV today, but I'm blinging and design right now. I know, Sharon, it is so addicting. Oh, thanks, Latricia. You're welcome. Looks good. Y'all, please hit the thumbs up button. Patrice, I wore my, is Patrice in here? I didn't see Patrice. Patrice, if you're in here, hey. Patrice, I wore my Keep God's First shirt on yesterday, and God's got 5 orders after blinging them with the baby's booty rhinestones. LOL. That's great. And I missed you. Okay, you missed the live, but watch the replay Friday night. Did I hear Eve say that you're doing pick 6 again? Eve, wish you were up here. I copied the link thinking about sending it to you and Patrice, and I thought, oh, this is a big girl day. I can do it on my own, and I know you go live later. But feel free to put anything in the comments about the buy-in if you want to respond to Latricia. That'd be great. If you're gone by now, I think I know the answer. All right, so put this down, and it went well. Now, this Heat Transfer Warehouse KTM mask that the baby's booty put us onto is lovely to work with. It is not the super thin, super flimsy stuff that I used to use. And it worked. You know, you can make a lot of things work. But this, the KTM mask, it is not that expensive to use for sure. And you get to reuse it over and over until you see it's not picking up your stones. Okay, let's see. That's awesome, Avery. You're doing amazing. Thank you. Love them. I'll have to get some. Yes, Sherry. They're gorgeous. Oh, let me turn my heat press on. You are absolutely the best. Thank you. That is so sweet. Things happen, and you did the most. Don't you worry. All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I was really stressed, really upset with myself. And people can be kind of cruel sometimes. Not that that's what I'm worried about, because I'm a big girl and I can take it. But I also don't want to let people down that are trying to do these things to make money or to relieve stress or whatever. And not everybody knows how to use the softwares, you know, all the softwares, and can't fix it. And again, when you spend your own money on anything, you shouldn't get a defective thing. So I decided to face it head on, come on here, and just let as many people know as possible at one time so that you would know it before you download it or tried to cut it. And some people have already, but oh, I had an extra stone way over here. But I figure a lot of people probably bought the template and hadn't made it yet, so I just wanted to address it as soon as possible. But I truly appreciate your patience and forgiveness. All right. Yeah, Kitty and Doggy, that KTM mask is awesome. All righty. So I did already pre-press my shirt. When you're using rhinestones and heat transfer vinyl, what I prefer to do is put the heat transfer vinyl on first because it is thinner than rhinestones. So your rhinestones stick up a bit. And I feel like if you put the rhinestones on first, then you try to put your heat transfer vinyl on after that, you're not going to make really great pressure, not as much pressure as if you press this first. So it becomes a little tricky unless you just lay both down at the same time. And here I think, let's see. I think I'm going to try to do that, putting them both down with, that's parchment paper. Okay, so I'm going to have some parchment paper for under my rhinestones so they don't want to stick to the shirt. And I'll get everything set and then I'll move the rhinestones off. Okay. Looks like a stone. Oh, oopsie. Okay, let me look at the back because when you flip your design over, and you might be behind in it because I did have some upside down. When you flip your design over or your rhinestones over and you look from the back, if there's any upside down, then they're easier to see because they sparkle. And I think that I fixed all that were upside down, but there were some upside down because I bumped it. And I think I'm good. And then for those of you that maybe you accidentally press it with some upside down, what will happen is they won't stick. And then you can place those in by hand. So if that happens to you, I know it's a pain in the butt, but you can fix it, which is the good part. All right. So I'm just going to put this on here, and I can still see where the collar is. And I want my design about 3 inches down from the collar. I made that Serial Crafter shirt a while back, Patrice's design, and let's see, how should I do this? I should put spring lower, but it'll be okay. Anyway, I have the design so close up here that it looks kind of silly. It feels kind of weird, but I still wear it. I'm going to wear it. All right, so let's see. A little bit low, and I think I'll be good. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm not going to worry about getting it real straight right now because I can straighten it later, but I will worry about getting this straight. What I want to do is, let's make sure you can see. I want the H tucked up here between the P and the R. So for that reason, I do need to make sure that it's centered. All right, so let's see. I'm going to try to just do this by finger. This is the Eve method. Let's see. That works pretty well, Eve. Oops, I just pulled that off. I did these in 2 pieces because I was low on this color of vinyl. And the only way I could fit it in was to separate them and do it in 2 pieces. Okay, so we're going to move this over just a little bit. Oh, hey, Precious Pieces. Thanks for putting that link in there. Do you mind also putting the Baby's Booties Rhinestone shop in the chat? And then also, if anyone out there wants to learn more about rhinestones and how to make their own designs, she has 2 levels of classes. One's a beginner's class, and the beginner's class, I think what you learn in that is more about the rhinestones, because if you're selling to customers, you kind of need to know what you're talking about. And then you get a file, I think. She used to offer a ticket where she sent you the supplies. But I think the main thing in that beginner class isn't the design, but how you actually use rhinestones. And you learn more about rhinestones. And then in the advanced class, then you're getting more about the rhinestones and business. And then Patrice teaches the design section, or that's how they have been doing it. in Silhouette Business Edition. And Silhouette Business Edition is on sale right now, or at least it was as of yesterday, and it was half price. So once I get off the video, I will put a link to that in the video description as well. If you're interested in learning how to do designs, I'd say watch some videos first. It does take time. It's not difficult, but it takes a lot of time to make the templates. Now it gets difficult when you're trying to be real fancy and all that, but the main thing is it just takes a lot of time because you have to move a lot around for your design to look its best. All right, so I would tuck it about like that. Does that look fairly centered to everybody? You probably can't tell because of the angle, and also the paper is further on that side. So I was doing a hand between the G and the side and a hand between the S and there. I think it's good. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to place spring there, and then it's on top. Oh, that was a really good thought, but my transfer tape goes so far down, it's not going to work out so well. Oh my goodness. All right. I hate to cut all this transfer tape off. I can still use it, but it's going to be shorter. But that's what I'm going to do. It's just what I'm going to do. All right. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Looks okay. I love that color shirt. Isn't it cute? I don't know if you were here when I started talking about it. I just got it at Dollar General. I have some templates coming out, some really springy templates that I'll be bringing out around January 15th or 16th. And so I started looking at spring shirts. I don't know this is the best color for Violet Volcano. We are getting ready to see if it turns out nice or not. Okay, so here's what I was trying to do. Put my H up in between the letters where I want it. Then I can peel it back and pull my rhinestone template out of the way and then push it down. Now I realize I have my heat press set to 350 for the rhinestones. 350 is probably a little hot for that. I'm going to bump it down a little bit. I don't even know what I'm supposed to use for this, but I think I'm safe if I do 300. And then for time, I don't know if you can hear me since my back is to you. I bumped it down to 300. I'm going to hope that's good for this. And I'll bump the time down to 10 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for a couple minutes because it's going to cool down a lot faster if it's just off. All right. So, Demps, my Dollar Tree store rarely has shirts in. And if they do, they really pick through, and most of them are little kids. And so I wish I could find more there. I did buy 3 purple ones there one time. They were nice shirts for when everything was $1 or $1.25, but now it's the $1.25, $3, $5 store. Let's see. All right, did 755 slip in here? Looks like I saw Deborah Garrett saying hi to her. Yeah, the USPS, I don't even go with them anymore, Eve. The last 2 months I've just done UPS. It's more predictable and seems like the service comes through a little bit better. All righty. Okay, let me back up, see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. All right, so let's see. Sharon said she was supposed to be working on HTV, and now she's going to have to bling today. What are the rest of you working on? Or are you relaxing on a Sunday, which is what you're supposed to do? Hey, Marianne. So yes, are you looking online to see what the? No, it's not. It's Cricut. It was those little short rolls. I rarely use it. I think it's called Everyday Iron-On. Is that what you said? I think it's Everyday Iron-On. Okay, if that vinyl is Easy Weed, how about if it's Cricut Everyday Iron-On? Marianne, if you want to look. Hey, Laura. Hey, Laura, I know you bought, I'm going to talk about it at the end. I know you bought the Love template. If you haven't cut it, don't cut it. I'm going to send you a new template. Yeah, UPS is better than USPS. Okay, Best Uni's working on designing. She's probably designing a template with pictures on it because she wants to do more pictures and less words. Viola Floyd, hello. Thanks for being here. Hey, Marta of Lily Simple Creations. All right, I'm at 311. That'll probably be fine. Let's see if Marianne puts anything up here in just a minute, and then I'll move on. Hey, Tamika, thanks for being here. All right. So I like to try to get the collar so that it's off the heating pad or the pad so that you don't have, it just seems like when the press comes down on your collar, sometimes it'll make it kind of shiny and just, I don't like the way it turns out. Hey Up Designs, 300 for 15 seconds. All right, I just did it 300 for 10 seconds. Let me put it back down for 5 more. And then probably what else, okay, is it a cool peel or a hot peel? I should have researched this before I went on. I forgot about all those issues. Hey, Barb LaFond. So what I'll do, since I don't know, is I'm going to start peeling. And if it tries to buckle, yeah, that wants to come up. So this must be a cold peel, I assume. Let's see, cool to the touch peel. All right, hopefully my H will stick down since I already started peeling it up. Yeah, I could see the adhesive on the back kind of stretching, not wanting to let it come up. But what I'll do is, since I'm not going to get good pressure on this again once I put the rhinestones on, I will go ahead and take the backing off, and then I'll put a Teflon sheet over it so that the heat's not in touch with the vinyl, and then I'll press it again. And actually, I don't need to do that because I bought one of those covers that I attached to the top, and it has that Teflon on it already. All right, let's see if this is going to come off. I've rarely worked with HTV in the last, since I started working with rhinestones. It peeled up just a little bit on the end there, but like I said, I'll do a repress. I'm not a huge fan of the Cricut vinyl. Myself, I like Caesar. I haven't tried a ton, but I really like Caesar. If anybody has a brand they love. There was one that I tried for, was it HTV Ron, I think? And it was called Angie Easy. I really loved it. And I just ripped off a tiny little piece of that. This is why I don't do HTV videos right now. I stink at it. All right, let's put this back under for 10 more seconds and then we'll move on. So excited to catch. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Becky. And welcome in. Hey, Kirsten Craftfully Me. Let's see. I'm not a fan of Cricut either. Yeah, I just never have been. Of their HTV. I love their machine, but I've never been a big fan of their HTV. And I almost feel like I should put a pressing pillow under that. No, we're just going for it. The other thing is, like, I put that Teflon cover on the top, and so I assume that when you add Teflon, it's going to take a little bit longer for the heat to reach full temperature through the Teflon, so that could be part of it too. All right, we'll let that cool down just for a minute. And for those of you that are just coming in, what I want to do is show you the color we're working with. And the easiest way is probably just show you on my shirt. This, let's see, there it is. The love in the middle, that is Violet Volcano. And that's the stones that I'm working with today. And Eve and Patrice and I made these shirts on Friday night on Patrice's Live. So if you want to check that out, go watch the replay. This time it's just going to be straight Violet Volcano. And before I put this template on Etsy, I'm thinking about, okay, hold on, I got to concentrate. Okay, before I put this on Etsy, I'm thinking about having two versions that I would put in one product. One with it solid like this, one that the outside line could be cut separately as a separate layer. So if you want to have two different colors, you could outline it in one color and then have the inside two rows in a different color. Do you think? If you, I'm not saying you're going to buy this, but if you decided you wanted to purchase a file like this, would you like to have that option to be able to do it solid and another option to do it with the outside row being an outline? Let me know. I kind of assume so. I'm going back to the baby's booty methodology here. I think I'm pretty good, but I'm going to try to scooch it over a tiny, tiny bit. All right. Oh, why am I big still? Because I forgot to change it. Okay, now, because the camera isn't directly, perfectly straight over it, it may not look quite straight to you. I'm pretty sure it's straight enough for me to wear. And Eve always says, right here is the boob line. And I think she says to put the middle of your design there. I should have asked her. I just went about 3 inches down from the top. So does that look good? You think I need to move it? I like it where it's almost hugging the words has sprung. Hey, Anita. Okay, Laura, you love options. Angela loves option. We love options. Okay, both. Elena, Raquel. So Raquel, somebody asked me about this font earlier and I cannot remember what it is, but what I'm going to do is figure it out sometime after the live and then put it in the video description. So if you come back to this, I'll have what that is in the video description. I use Silhouette Business Edition to make this, and I use linear fill, and I use 0.025 for spacing. And then I released the rhinestones, and I spent a lot of time moving them to make them, consistently spaced. Because the way it does it is the computer will have like this line and the line by it scooched over, and then these are scooched over, and you have a gap in the middle. So I tend to spend a ton of time just moving those around. All right. Thank you, Sherry. All right. I'm going to do it. Well, I forgot to turn the heat press up. So we're going to let that climb to 350, and then we'll press it for 15 seconds. I use the instructions that the baby's booty puts on her things. Now I'm wondering with that extra Teflon sheet if I should put a little more time on. So probably what I'll do is go ahead and do the 15 seconds, reveal them, and then press it again, just so I know I have them on there good. All right. Thank you, AJ. Well, I've been on here a long time. I didn't realize I'd been on here so long. An hour? I'm almost done. And then we'll just recap for anybody that came in on the 3 things that I talked about, because especially one of them is really important as far as getting your designs into Cricut, having your stones and your designs the right size. And they frequently, most often, come in the wrong size. Okay, so the Teflon sheet I assume, Miss Becky, that when you add a Teflon sheet, that it takes a tiny bit longer for your heat to get down to the stones and to the HTV. So that's what I'm talking about. Does anyone have experience with like using one versus not using one? And do you think that if you have a Teflon sheet, you really should add a few seconds? I don't know. Okay. That's what I'm going to do, I think. Or actually, I'll just do a second press. All right, just beeped. It's up to the right temperature. And just like I talked about before, I want to have the color off of the heat pad or the pressing pad. All right, so if you have an HTV press and your pressing mat is all broken down and just, I don't know, they were very cushy and to me just didn't give you a lot of pressure, so I put a replacement one on there, just one that I ordered from Amazon, then I had to cut it down. But I like it better. Yeah, Miss Becky, I do think it's something. Let's see. I use Teflon sheets all the time and don't vary the suggested timer temp. Okay, Barb, thank you. All right, so with these rhinestones, the Baby's Booties rhinestones, she's tells you just go ahead and take the backing off. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. You're not going to be able to see it really well here, but I'll hold it up in a minute. Whew, those are hot. Hot, hot, hot. It's cute. It's really cute. I think the color's even fine. All right, so let me just move this out of the way a little bit. And nothing interesting to look at over there, but let's check it out. Let's see. Look at those stones. So pretty. Now, as I'm looking in the camera, I can see some purples in there. I think the camera makes it look a little more blue than it really is. But remember at the beginning of the video, I said that the front camera, the one I'm in front of now, made the shirt look a little more blue and less green than it is. So you still see beauty, but I feel like the color on this camera is turning in slightly blue. Do you see blue or do you see purple? Because they're definitely purple. Purple, pinky purple, bluish purple, but the main color you see is a mix of purples. It's pretty. Let's pull this over. See if it does any better. There you go. Even though okay, so this camera takes away some of the saturation because this shirt is not that light. But you can see the saturated colors there. It's very pretty. Look how bright this looks. See how bright that looks? This is not that bright. It makes it look like bright red, and it's really a maroonish, dark pink, fuchsia pink. So it's gorgeous. I love the colors. I think the colors look pretty cute on the blue shirt. So my new spring shirt. It's cute. All right, so, okay, good. So it looked more purple when I got it under this camera. Again, cameras are fickle. They don't always show the true color because it is a gorgeous mix of purple, pinky purple, and bluish purple. I love it. Love, love, love it. Okay, so let me just see if there's any comments or questions, and we're going to recap, and then we're going to say goodbye. Hey, Crafting Away. Valerie E., I'm not sure if I said hi to you earlier. If I didn't, hello. Evesta, thank you. Okay, so the 3 things I wanted to talk about. First, I wanted to talk about a short little 3-ish minute video, 3.5 minute. It was under 4 minutes, I know that. And what I did on that video yesterday was I showed you in Silhouette how I figure out the size of the whole design. I mean, I show you the size of the whole design in Silhouette. Then I put the size in the file name. Then when I take it into Etsy, and we looked at Etsy, I show you where you can find the size of the file. It's in there in 3 places. And then, most important thing is to use that size when you take it into Cricut. So when you import a rhinestone design, maybe other things, but mainly I find it with rhinestone designs because that's what I do more so than others. But when you take a rhinestone design into Cricut, for me, most of the time they don't come in the correct size. So you do have to resize your file or your design. Otherwise, your holes are going to be too big, too little. Or like one lady, hers that was supposed to be around 11 inches came in at 14. She couldn't even fit it on the shirt right. I mean, it was just way too wide. She could physically fit it, but it was going to go around the sides. So I kind of walked her through what you needed to do. I've had that question recently. We had it Friday night. So I just wanted to put out there a super short video to show you that. So if you're going to be taking rhinestones or rhinestone designs into Cricut and you're not really sure how to do that, spend 3.5 minutes or whatever it was, check out that video and hopefully it'll be helpful. So that was one thing. Second thing, I wanted to press this shirt. These are some beautiful, let's see if I can get this right. There you go. Now that's the right color. When I get up close to the camera, that's the true color of these stones. See how you see a true purple, a beautiful fuchsia purple, and then kind of a bluish purple, violet. It's Violet Volcano, and you'll be able to order this. Baby's Booty, I can't remember, is this only SS10s or is it SS10s and SS6s? Her buy-in starts January 29th, and so check those out if you're interested. And then the third thing is if you purchased this template, this love template, when you cut yours, you may have had a line somewhere in here that at least the person that sent the picture to me, it cut through 3 circles. Now she could still, in theory, use the template because, you know, this stuff is sticky, you just stick it down. But you shouldn't have to put up with that. You shouldn't have to put up with a defective file. So tonight I'll go through and I will message everyone that bought that template through Etsy. And I will also, using the Etsy email address, I will email you the corrected template, because even though it's right on Etsy now, my understanding is if the right file or if a defective file or a file with an issue was there on at the time you purchased your template, even if you didn't download it, when you go to download it, it's still going to be the file that was in place when you purchased it. So I'm going to send those out with coupon, if I can figure out how to do a coupon on Etsy. And then if you need this, if you bought it, you can message me through Etsy and you can say, hey, I really would like to work on this file this afternoon, this evening. Then I'll go ahead and do those first. But if you're not going to work on, I'm going to get them all out tonight. All right, so can you use the design to make money? Okay, so Latoya, what I do is I make the designs, I do YouTube videos on them, I do YouTube videos on blinging, and then most of the rhinestone designs I end up putting in the Etsy shop. And so you can make money that way. If you're going to do that, you really need to be able to save it as an SVG, and so you can use Silhouette. You can use certain versions of it to make rhinestone templates. The only one you can use and save it as an SVG is Silhouette Business Edition. And then there's also Sure Cuts a Lot. And then what's StarCraft Solo? StarCraft Creates for anybody that bought a StarCraft. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Thank you, Miss Becky. I'm trying to do the best I can to make something right that was unfortunately not quite perfect. Love, love. Love it, Marilyn. Thank you, Avery. It was jumping, so I wasn't able to stick to the one thing. Thanks for letting me know. You're awesome. Thank you, Marta. All right. All right. So I think we're done. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go back and add the Baby's Booties Rhinestone store to the video description. I'll find this font and see if I can find this font, put it in the video description, and then I think that's it. Sure cuts a lot. Okay, so Valerie, sure cuts a lot. Some people call it Scal. It's an old program. I mean, older than Cricut and the Silhouette Business Edition, as I understand. It's been around for a long time. And so it is a program that does all kinds of design things. When it comes to the rhinestone templates, and I have it, I just haven't used it for a long time. In Silhouette, you can do what's called linear fill, and that's where your stones go straight across. So this template was done, the L, the B, and the E were done with radial fill. No, sorry, linear fill. Linear fill means it's just straight lines of rhinestones. And then I did the O in radial fill. So Silhouette has both linear and radial. Scal does not. I can't remember if they have radial or linear, but they only have one of the two. And so for that reason, I go ahead and I use Silhouette. Thank you, Roslyn. I notice I have the same line in a lot of my templates after a Cricut update a few months ago. Huh, interesting. That's frustrating. Okay, up Eve is on her way to you. Oh, wait, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I will continue to use Silhouette. Yeah, I would, Valerie. I mean, I prefer it. Some people might prefer Scal. And I can't remember if you can get a trial version of Scal or not. I feel like you can't, but I'm not sure. Oh, you're sorry, the wrong life. Okay, good, because I was confused. I'm confused a lot, so it doesn't mean that that's anything new. All right, so I think that's it. I appreciate you guys coming in. And I will be putting this onto Etsy, but not in the super near future. I'm going to do a few more things with it first, and then I'll put it on. But I appreciate you coming on. And until my next video, we'll see you later.